It began like any other Saturday evening. Backyard barbecue, a few drinks, friends laughing over the smoke rising from a grill. My husband, Aiden, had invited his college friend Cashin, a man he'd always talked about. Cashin was the kind of person you noticed. Tall, broad-shouldered, confident, effortlessly commanding the room. He was funny, too, and the way everyone leaned in when he spoke didn't escape me. I told myself I wasn't attracted to him. At least, that's what I kept repeating. But I noticed him, and that night, one careless joke I made would almost shatter everything. Cashin was bragging about his gym gains, flexing and laughing for the group. "You're getting too big, man." One of the guys teased, and he laughed it off. I don't know why I said it. Maybe the wine, maybe the mood, but the words escaped before I could stop them. Well, I can see why everyone calls him Big Cass. The group exploded with laughter. Aiden smiled briefly, but I noticed his hand tighten around his beer can. Someone nudged him, joking, "Competition?" Try and keep the mood light. I added, "Come on, compared to Cashin, most guys look small." The laughter that followed felt forced. Aiden's jaw tightened, and I tried to pretend I hadn't crossed a line. The rest of the evening was awkward. Aiden stayed unusually quiet. On the drive home, not a word passed between us. The radio filled the silence, but the tension was heavy, suffocating. When we got home, he went straight to the bedroom. I followed, trying to seem casual. "You okay?" I asked. He turned slowly, eyes cold. "Yeah, just wondering something," he said quietly. "How do you know he's bigger?" My chest constricted. My lungs stopped. "What?" I stammered, forcing a nervous laugh. "Aiden, it was just a joke." He didn't laugh. He simply stared, expression unreadable. "No," he said slowly. "You said it like you knew. So tell me, how would you know?" My mouth went dry. I tried to explain. It was just a nickname, something people said. But even I could hear how flimsy it sounded. His eyes never softened. He wasn't angry in the loud, explosive way. It was worse. He looked hurt, broken, running a hand through his hair, pacing. He said, "You really thought that was funny?" Saying that in front of everyone, embarrassing me. My voice cracked. "Aiden, it was harmless." Everyone was laughing. He looked at me, and the hurt in his eyes twisted my stomach. "Yeah," he said quietly. "Everyone except your husband." Then he grabbed his keys and walked out. I stood there, heart pounding, watching the door close, realizing I had just destroyed something I didn't even know was fragile. That night stretched endlessly. I stared at my phone for hours, calling, texting, begging to come home. He didn't respond. When I finally fell asleep, I dreamt of his voice repeating, "How do you know?" The next morning, desperate, I called Cashin. He sounded awkward, uneasy. Aiden came by earlier. He didn't say much. Just asked if there was ever anything between us. My heart sank. I had made my husband question my loyalty with one careless line. Aiden didn't come home until late the following day. His eyes were bloodshot, his voice low. "Do you even understand what that joke sounded like?" he asked. "Do you know what it feels like to have your wife say something like that about another man in front of everyone?" I started crying immediately. It was foolish. I didn't mean it. He nodded slowly, not agreement, but the quiet acknowledgement that words can't be taken back. "It's not about what you meant," he said. "It's about what it revealed." That line broke me. Deep down, I knew what he meant. It wasn't that he thought I had done anything with Cashin. It was that, for the first time, he saw me as someone who could humiliate him, someone who could toss out a careless joke for attention. That realization crushed me more than anything. I spent days trying to reach him emotionally, cooking his favorite meals, apologizing over and over, trying to prove I meant it. But Aiden had gone cold, distant, unreadable. Then one night, I found him sitting outside, staring into the dark. I joined him silently, afraid to speak. After a long pause, he said, "You know, I've never cared about comparing myself to anyone. But that night, for the first time, I felt small. Not because of Cashin, but because of you." Tears streamed down my face. "I'm sorry," I whispered. "You didn't deserve that. You've never made me feel small." He turned toward me, voice trembling. Then why did you make me the punchline? His words hit harder than I expected. I realized I had grown so used to joking and teasing that I forgot how deep a cut it could leave when aimed at the person who loved me most. The silence that followed was heavy, but it wasn't the end. Slowly, he reached for my hand. I felt him shake. "I don't want to lose you over this," he said. "But I also can't be with someone who disrespects me like that again." Through tears, I nodded, promising never to let my words outrun my heart again. Weeks passed before things felt somewhat normal. We spoke more openly, painfully, truthfully. He admitted the worst of his hurt wasn't jealousy. It was humiliation. "When people laugh at your wife's joke about another man," he said, "you can't unhear it." I told him I understood. I learned that not every joke is worth the laugh it earns, especially when it costs trust. We rebuilt slowly, one careful conversation at a time. Even now, months later, I remember that night, his calm but cutting voice. How do you know? It echoes whenever I start to make light of something sensitive. Respect isn't shown through grand gestures or gifts. It's in the words we choose when others are watching. One careless comment nearly destroyed my marriage. Now, when I look at Aiden, I listen, I love, and I remember how close I came to losing him over a single line meant for laughs. If this story resonated with you, please like the video and subscribe. Your support helps bring real stories to life. Stay tuned. The next chapter is coming soon.